what it has is a contour here for my index finger, so it works extremely well. Swinging it around has a really good grip. The screws are actually out of stainless steel, and that's rounded off pretty good, so it doesn't really do any kind of damage at all. On the back end here, we've got a couple little tiny tail horns, and then inside these three grooves here are the sound holes. That's where the sound is venting out of, is just these three marks on each side here, which are hidden really well inside those folds. Really like the way that the tail end of this came out. Just a lot of folds and a lot of carving to get it all to come into shape. The pattern here, because imagine that like this would just kind of be like almost an exoskeleton, harder, material, and then this this belly here would be more of a tougher skin. And the stippling that I did on this, which isn't showing very close, but that was kind of an afterthought in a sense, because it was all just kind of, I was originally intended to do a lot of the carving, the Sith Prophecy font carving in words all along the inside of the saber, but I had no way of doing it in a manner that I thought would have looked clean enough, because everything I'm doing is by hand, so I didn't want to do that. So I ended up just going with giving it a much more organic look with just a skin pattern here, just like a rough skin, and it was just, I just made a couple of took some stainless steel rods, made about 3 different sizes of a rounded tip, and just started hitting it with a hammer, and came out really well. I think it tied it together really nicely, gave it even more of a realistic look to it. As far as the finish on here, it's just it's highly polished. And then what I did is I went back, and instead of giving it, it's not what I would call a weathered look. It's more what in my experience, I call an antiquing, because just inside the cracks, all inside the cracks, everywhere that you can see on the saber, I've just got some black, which just kind of highlights everything else that's on there. And that's just done with a enamel paint, which I painted on, then smeared in with my finger, and then went back and kind of cleaned up to make it look, give it a good natural look to it, which I really like the way that turned out as well. Altogether, this saber, just everything just tied together the way I wanted. I mean, just having it look like a beast, with these teeth here. These teeth did take a long time, because each one is individually cut and filed and shaped, and so yeah, that did take a lot of time to get that to come out right, but in the end, very happy with the result. All in all, I am just extremely happy with the way that that this saber turned out. It's very cool very cool saber to have, especially here on the stand. A word about the stand. I was walking around one day, and I saw this sheep horn carving in a window of something, and it just kind of gave me the idea of a saber, being a really good saber stand. I thought it'd look really, really neat. So that's kind of where the idea for this came from. And then so I was able to find a guy on eBay that sells sheep horns, and so this is just a shed-off sheep horn, which I cleaned up, just gave it a coat of paint, well, quite a few coats of paint, and then went ahead and did the writing all the way up on there, which turned out really cool as well. Here on the base, I believe what I did here is I think this just says blood worm, and in the Sith prophecy, and where as in the Sith language, translated out, which it doesn't really. So I just kind of found some words. I think it is something like the blood beasts, the slithering blood beast, or something like that, because there was no direct translation for the word worm. So, and then this is actually kind of interesting. I don't know if you'll be able to see that this is not in the photos from the contest, because I foolishly, what I wrote on here is created by the hand of Borax, and I didn't even think of that when I was posting the video, so I ended up photo editing that out for the contest, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, it's just attached to a piece of wood, and got this little stainless rod there holding up the back end of that. Just, you know, looks really cool sitting on the shelf. So really happy with that. Let's go ahead and show you how it looks with a blade in there real quick. The teeth pop out fairly easy. It's just another piece of blade with actually a solid chunk of acrylic inside there, melded to the metal piece there. So a lot of room here. Just give you an idea what that's gonna look like. There we go, got her cranked on. And I also, you know, I really like how I got the light coming through for the eyeball. Nice even blade with the 5-watt deep red. Like I said, it's actually the wrong blade. But one other thing, in time I'm going to end up actually adding a rumble motor to this, as well as another clash sensor, because it takes quite a bit of force to get the clash to go off, because I ended up placing it in a spot that wasn't exactly ideal. So a couple upgrades coming in for this one as well, but you know, it is what it is at this point, and hope you guys really like it. I really appreciate all of the support and the votes that you guys gave me during the contest. I was really stoked to end up winning that this year. Very, very cool. So just appreciate all the work of Lord Maul, as well as a big thank you to Tim from the Custom Saber Shop for the prizes and just giving us all something to do. So that's it for this. Look forward to another saber I'm working on here pretty soon, actually, and I do have a build log, a complete A to Z build log on this, although I have lost a good deal of the pictures. I dropped my really nice camera while I was in the garage one day, and it kind of scrambled about half the pictures, so I've only got about half of them, so I actually had to run out and buy a new camera for the contest and everything. So that's what I'm filming on now, which it's a really nice camera. So but I will post a build log here pretty soon, so you guys can kind of see you know, how it came from just from start to finish, and it's just kind of cool to see. So thank you guys, and we will see you next time.